keys to being healthy is eating when you're hungry and stopping when you're full. And while that's a simple idea, it's not always easy to do. So today we're going to talk about how you actually know when you're hungry and when you're not. So a little while back, I made a video sharing 11 reasons why you're always hungry, and I got a lot of positive feedback about that video. Now, if you somehow missed it, then I will link it for you so you can go over and check it out. Maybe you weren't subscribed to the channel then, or maybe it somehow slipped past you in your subscription feed. Either way, you can go watch it now, so no worries. But in that video, one of the things I talked about was when you think you're hungry, but you're really not, when it's really something else driving you to eat. And I had a few people say to me, you know, that's really helpful. It's important to me that I know that that's actually a thing, because maybe that's something I didn't really realize before, that I thought I was hungry when I really wasn't. But now, how do I know when I'm hungry? How do I figure that out? How do I know when it's physical hunger and when it's something else? And that is a really common question. It's something that I see from people all the time. I see it with my one-on-one clients, you know, not really being able to figure out when you're hungry and when you're not. And this is so common because as we grow up, we can get disconnected from our hunger cues and our fullness cues, because all these other things come in with food, emotional things, things we learn from our culture, our parents, the people around us, different experiences. All of this stuff can get put in the mix, and it messes with that very basic innate instinct of hunger and fullness. So one thing you can look at with this is how you're actually feeling in your body. Physical hunger comes from your stomach, and you will feel it in your stomach. Maybe there's a sense of emptiness, there might be a gnawing feeling, you might have your stomach growling or grumbling. Those are all signs of physical hunger. On the other side of that, if your hunger is coming from up here, then that's a sign that it's not physical hunger. So maybe you feel the hunger in your mouth or in your throat, or maybe you have some sort of mental thing going on, whether it's an emotion or something like that driving you, a craving. That is a sign that it's not physical hunger. So if you can push pause when you think you're hungry or you're about to eat and just do that quick assessment, is it coming from here or is it coming from my tummy? That can be a first step to take to figure out if you're actually hungry. Another thing that can be helpful is to think about a food that you don't normally crave. So a food that if you were really hungry and it was there on the plate, you would eat it, you would enjoy it, but if you weren't hungry, you wouldn't go for it. So an example might be steak. For me, I'm a sweets person, I love sweets. Savory stuff, I enjoy it, I'll eat it for a meal, but I'm not gonna go for that if I'm having some sort of emotional pull. I'm only gonna eat that if I have physical hunger. So that's something that I can think about to help me figure it out. Something else might be a carrot. That's a good example. Most people, they might like carrots, they'll eat them if they're hungry, they're fine, but they're not gonna go and get a whole bag of carrots out and just eat it because they're having a bad day. Something else might be an apple. Now, if you're like me and you love sugar, then that might not work, because I probably could emotionally eat an apple if it was the only source of sugar around. But you know, for you, okay, you know which food you crave, you know which foods you don't, so kind of use that as a way to gauge your hunger and where it's actually coming from. Another thing you can try is rating your hunger. So on a scale of 1 to 5 or 1 to 10, with one end being, you know, like ravenous hungry, I could eat anything in sight, I'm so hungry I'm about to pass out type of hunger, and then the high end being maybe, you know, like I'm so stuffed I have to unbutton my pants and go lie down because it even hurts just to sit up kind of stuffed. Now, obviously we don't want to be on those two extremes. We want to be somewhere in the middle. So when we're hungry, it should be that desire for food, but we don't want to get to the point where we're like so starving. And when we're full, we want to feel comfortably full, but not to the point where we feel like we've eaten too much or even got to the point of being so stuffed. So when you can step back and kind of have that objective look at it by using the number scale, sometimes that can help you separate your emotions out of it, separate the fact that that just tastes good and I want some more, and really figure out what your body's actually feeling and what you actually need or don't need. Now, if you try all of those things and you're still not sure if you're physically hungry or not, something else you can do is just step back for 15 minutes. Sometimes we get so caught up in all this emotional stuff and we just can't figure it out. So if you can pull yourself away find something else to do to distract yourself for 15 minutes, then that helps you get a little bit of space from the whole situation. And then when the 15 minutes are up, you might find, no, I really am hungry, I need to eat. Or you might find that, oh, I actually wasn't hungry, it was just something that kind of had to pass, something else was going on, and now that I've gotten away from it, I can see that a little bit more clearly. And another thing to think about, if this is something you're dealing with consistently but just not getting any traction, is reaching out and getting support from a dietitian like myself. You know, for a lot of my clients, it's not about knowing what to do or how to do it, it's more about having that person there to help them do it. And so I become a support for them, their guide, the person that they can be accountable to, the person to talk to, and also ask questions and just have that resource available to them. So if you think that that's something that would be helpful to you, definitely don't hesitate to do it. Find someone who can help you. You can certainly work with me. Just let me know. I'd be happy to help you. But having that extra person that you can go to a lot of times can really make a big difference. So I hope you liked this video and you found the information helpful. Definitely let me know in the comments if you have any other questions about this, or if you have any other tips, things that have helped you figure out if you're physically hungry or if it's something else going on. And if you're new to my channel and you want more healthy eating tips and nutrition info and healthy recipes, make sure that you subscribe, because eating healthy and living a healthy lifestyle really doesn't have to be complicated, and I want to show you how to do it. Thanks for watching. I hope you're having a great day, and I'll talk to you next time.